What's up, guys? I'm back again with another video, and today I'm actually going to be doing the part of switch hacking that people are probably most excited to see, and that's going to be getting the homebrew running. And the reason I waited to release this video was because the sleep mode on the Switch actually did not work until the last week or so, and I wanted to make sure that it worked well enough that most people are going to be happy using it. Before, if you put your Switch into sleep mode, it would actually freeze and then you'd have to re-jailbreak it. Or if you restarted your Switch, it would not be able to use the Homebrew launcher. That was fixed thanks to the developers, and really, thank you to you guys. You guys are awesome. But let's go ahead and get started on this and move from there. So the first thing you have to do is put your SD card, micro SD for the Switch, put it into your computer, and then what you're going to do is copy the files that you need over to it. And I'll put a drive link so you can download these files in the description. It'll have two folders. There'll be the Switch root folder, which is your SD card files, and then the Fuse launcher files, which you'll be able to download them all. So as simply as it is, select all the files from the SD Switch root folder files folder, whatever you want to call it. Drop that on the root of your SD card. It should only take a couple seconds. And then all you have to do is run this command right here, sudo python3./fuselauncher.py, and the name of the payload in my case is payload.bin. And once you do that, you hit enter, type in your password, and then on the computer side of things, we're actually done. So we can go ahead and close that. But we're going to continue on, and on the Switch, I'm actually going to pull out my phone here so I can get a quick video of this. So once we get over to the Switch after we get our successful message from Fuse, this is what you should see. And to control this menu, you just use the power button to select and then up and down to navigate the menu. So if you want to use some of the other tools that come in this payload, such as dumping your NAND, stuff like that, console info, you can do that in here. You can reboot into recovery or normal mode or just shut off your console, which is also nice. But what we're going to do is go up here to launch firmware and then scroll down using those volume keys again down to CFW. Just make sure that you guys can see that. CFW. Click that power button again. And then should go through that. And then your Switch should boot up as normal, or supposedly as normal. But we'll have the Homebrew launcher enabled, and I'm just putting my other Joy-Con in. And then our Switch should boot right up. Okay, so open your Switch, and then to launch, the Homebrew launcher, if I can mute my computer, just click on the album icon and launch it, and then we should get successfully launched into the Homebrew menu. So from here, an app that's included in the SD card files folder that I have is the Homebrew Appstore. So you can go in here and launch that, and sometimes I've noticed that the Switch Appstore won't launch. It's not always, it's only sometimes. If it hangs like this for too long, just go ahead and click the home button and then try it again. And I don't know why it does this, it just does sometimes. If you tap the icon again, and there we go, now you can see it's actually loading something. So it does take a second, but if the loading bar doesn't progress pretty quickly, I usually just try doing it again and then it continues up. Alright, so what this basically is it's like Cydia for jailbroken devices, is like the closest thing that I can relate it to. And all you need to do to download the things that you want is quite literally tap on it and then click download. So the two things that I'm going to recommend that you download are FTPD, which, although this is a little bit buggy right now, you have to go and find the IP address of your Switch in console settings. The IP it reads out on certain versions of Switch OS is incorrect. It has something to do with the library. Someone was trying to explain it to me, but I didn't quite follow. I just know you have to find the IP address in the Switch settings, and then it does work. But then the other one that I also know works is right here, and that is VBA Next. And you just want to make sure you get the version that's 0.6 as of right now. You know, that might change, but something that's really great about this Switch App Store, call it, is that it will actually update the apps when an update is released. So it is a really, really awesome piece of software to have on your Switch, especially now that we have sleep mode, so we don't need to really use a computer much anymore. So once that's done, you can go ahead and click the home button. You can click the album, and then you should have the other apps that now show up here. So I'll show you quickly FTPD, and then you see up here it shows 0000. That's not the correct IP address. You'd have to use the one that your Switch has by checking system settings and then using an FTP server to transfer files to and from your Switch. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stay away from it. That's all I'm going to say. So as a quick afterthought, I figured I might as well show people how to use FTPD. And again, like I said, if you don't really know what FTP servers are, you shouldn't be messing with this. But it is a really nice way to wirelessly transfer files without having to take the SD card out of your Switch, which would cause you to have to install the payload. So to use this, just open the app like you saw me open in the video, and then once it shows 0.0.0, or if it does show your correct IP, you're going to need to use a FTP client like FileZilla, and you type in the IP address on the client, and then the port that it shows on there was 5000. So you go ahead and connect, and then if you actually look on your Switch screen, you'll see some stuff pop up. And then if you go into the Switch folder and into the ROMs folder, you can actually just download files. So, you know, I already have my, my ROMs on there, but if I were to copy, say, a zip file of one of the ROMs that I have, and by the way, I do not support piracy. I have owned all of these games, and if you don't believe me, yeah, that's a shame, but I've absolutely owned the 3 Pokemons, and Metabots, which is a pretty fun game that I've actually, I don't remember where I got it. I think I got it at a flea market when I was like 10 or something like that. It was a long time ago, and it just turned out to be a really good game that I've always enjoyed. So, don't promote piracy, just saying, but to transfer a zip file on there just to show you guys, and I actually don't think zip files work, but right here we now see that the zip file shows up, and then if we look on the Switch itself, you'll see some messages that show that. So it's really not too bad, and you can actually delete files from here too, which is really great. So just like that, you can delete it, and now when you go, you don't have to reboot or anything. You can just disconnect from here and go straight into the emulator and play the game, which is a really, really great feature. So let's go back to the video and continue. And then the real thing that people are trying to see is right in here, the VBA net jump cut. I got a call in the middle of that. But what this is your ROM directory. So once you're in here, you would go and you would search for wherever it is, and if you use the folder that I gave you, you can just store your ROMs in this ROMs folder and then launch a game. So I don't have any games on here because I'm literally showing you with the exact stuff that I gave you, but if you want to avoid any hassle, just go ahead and throw some ROMs in that folder before you take your SD card out of your computer. And I know I'm not going to show it working, but I promise you it works. I'll throw in a quick little like screenshot or something to prove that it works, but this is just to show you guys how to get it running on your own. So as I said, it's really not too bad to get this running right now. The next video that I think I'm going to release on this is going to be actually the custom firmware, the full custom firmware called Atmosphere that's being worked on right now. But until then, unless there's anything really important or really cool that I think people should see, I think that's all I'm going to need to do for this. So enjoy your emulators, enjoy your homebrew, and like I said in the last video, we're finally getting to enjoy the Switch the way it should be. Peace out, guys. Be sure to subscribe if you guys like this content. If you guys have any questions or want tutorials on things, leave a comment and let me know, and I will try to get on it as fast as I can. Thanks for watching, and peace out, guys.